the one and only Darren Green Show. Yes, honey, and we are back at it again with another one of these recaps for the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16, episode 2, hot dogs and hot mics. Girl, where they be getting these titles from, girl? What's going on? It's your boy Darren Green, host of the Darren Green Show, your weekly dose of pop culture news, music, social media gossip, and reality TV. Please be sure that if you're watching this on YouTube to leave your thoughts in the comments. I don't stress this enough, girl. We got to comment, honey. We got to really do big on the recommendations so that everybody that subscribed to me can see that I post it. Because YouTube don't be letting them know. I don't know why, but they don't let them know. And also, if you like the video, leave a like. And if you're not subscribed to the channel already by now, girl, what's going on? Subscribe to that goddamn channel. What is happening? What's going on? And shout out to the audio listeners. Please be sure that you are following or subscribing if you're on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast from. What's going on? Okay. We're just a day after episode 301. I really enjoyed that episode. It was definitely healing. It was definitely like refreshing to just get back on and shoot my shit online or whatever. We don't have to go too far into details. We got to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. Because even though there wasn't a lot that went on in this episode, I was intrigued with some of the things. I thought that it was going to be a sleeper episode because it was going to pick up from where it left off, which it did. And we were going to go into other people's storylines, and I don't really care about that. And even with this episode, we are going to be skipping over some people's stuff. I'm sorry. Look, at the end of the day, we got to keep things moving. And if you are not a part of the drama and we just over here, I don't want to hear about your life that much unless it has something to do with the group and everything and stuff like that. So, like I said, the show picks up from where it left off. We have Shamia telling Drew that she heard 3 people allegedly saying that they done saw her out, and they are confirming that Drew is indeed dating Dennis. They said the people was out there seeing that they were wearing matching outfits to events and stuff like that, holding hands. And Porsha initially claims that I had no idea about this. I don't know what Drew was talking about, that I gave her my blessings or anything like that, but that wasn't the conversation that we had. It was that they were just working together. And like I said, yeah, they said they were seen holding hands. Drew dismisses everything. She says that, and she makes the statement again, saying that, oh, you know, he's my angel on earth. And I'm just like, okay. Drew is a little dumb. You know, me and my best friend talking about Drew Child, we're like, she's a little ditzy. I would say a little bit more than ditzy. Drew is a little dumb. She's a little dumb. And I think Porsha is getting a little bit of a taste of her own medicine because I remember a child when Porsha used to act dumb too. And when I say Drew is dumb, I think she be playing up to it a little bit, but I do think she is like something with the IQ is just not there with her. Like a lot of the elevator is not going up to all the floors with Drew, but I do feel like sometimes she plays up to it. And I remember Porsha used to play up to it too. Like, girl, ain't no way in the world you didn't know that the damn Underground Railroad wasn't a real train, child. No, Porsha be acting dumb, and I think she got a little bit of a taste of her own medicine. This infuriates Porsha, by the way, okay? Porsha was not having it. She calls her a low-down, dirty individual, child, and she said, can I break the fourth wall? Can I break the fourth wall? And the person on the side talking about saying, go ahead, break it. She claims that she had asked Dennis to film with her, okay? And Porsha claims that she has text messages to prove it. And it's not that Porsha is mad that Drew is working with Dennis on different projects and stuff like that behind the scenes. Like, that's fine. And even if they're hanging out, they're hanging out. But it's the simple fact that she had asked Dennis to film with Drew, knowing that it's going to be real weird. Blogs is going to talk about it. It's going to be like a little bit of a, oh my goodness, Drew is hanging out with Dennis, Portia's ex. What's going on with that? And of course, the rumors are going to come in and saying that they're dating, which is exactly what happened. And Porsha doesn't want to deal with that. And I see where Porsha is coming from, because it does look, it looks like you fishing for a storyline. And even if you're not dating this dude, because I really don't think Drew is dating this dude. I think that she's doing this for a little bit of a storyline so she can get in odds with Porsha on some, oh my goodness, let's make TV, let's make good TV. Because at the end of the day, There's really nothing. This group is so, I don't want to say that the group is not working, but the group, it's a lot of unnatural interactions that we're getting so far. And it's just, okay, Drew's probably, what do I need to do to push the envelope to make sure I'm secured for another season? I almost didn't make this season, so I need to make sure we need to go big or go home. You get what I'm saying? And I'm going through a divorce. I cannot afford this, right? It just makes, to me, Drew just looks, girl, she looking all types of ways, okay, by the child of God. Now, Porsha also claimed that Drew called production to say that she was going to do a photo shoot for Go Naked Hair. And this is the part where I started cackling, child. It was unbeknownst to Porsha. Like, Porsha was not letting known about this, but she's doing she was going to do a photo shoot that involved Dennis for her little Go Naked Hair campaign or whatever. And at this point, it was giving clout chaser. Like, Drew, girl, she talking about something. I'm planning this amazing event, for the photo shoot. Porsha's, girl, nobody asked you to do that. You're an influencer. You get paid to wear hair. Like, I was cackling. I was literally dying, child. Porsha calls her out her name. I was like, damn, it got dear. Like, that was so funny to me. It was so funny because I was like, I mean, on one side, I see why Portia's like giving it, acting away, but girl, you call her out her name, girl. Now, a lot of people say, because there was a little bit of chatter between the new girls and also Kenya and stuff like that. I think some of the new girls is like, oh, I think Portia's just really mad at the fact that Drew was hanging around Dennis and Dennis is her ex, and that kind of makes her feel jealous. I don't think Portia's jealous. I really don't think she really cares about that man's well-being. I mean, I'm sure she cares about his well-being, child, because they have a child together, of course. But I'm just saying, she doesn't care who he dates. And she just doesn't want him around, because when he's around, if you remember when Porsha had that little spinoff child that did not last at all, it almost got volatile with him and his family and him and how he was acting, how he was treating her, and how she was treating everybody else in her family. It was just not a good look. Cynthia also, she got her little confessional spot for just a couple seconds talking about some Drew be lying or whatever she said. I'm like, Cynthia, throw your little shade. Cynthia is trying to get back on here any means necessary. Girl, you do not know Drew long enough to be saying she be getting into the things. Didn't you leave when she came on? Girl, you in that tight ass wig. Calm it down, Cynthia. I was like, that's Cynthia. Everybody got a confessional but Kenya. Now, my thing is this. Y'all done kicked out Kenya. That's fine. But y'all should have gave her some confessionals, some things to say. That's crazy. I just find that it's weird. It's very weird to me. So basically they all walk out. It's done. There's nothing more to talk about. Porsha is definitely, Drew is trying to speak to her, and Porsha is shutting it down. Okay, she's, girl, don't speak to me. Don't speak to me for the rest of this damn party. I'm not saying nothing to you. Stop talking to me. As they're going into the elevator down into the pool area, and they all partied and jumped in the pool and all the other stuff for Shamia's party. Nothing much else to see here. We get a scene with Angela Oakley, okay, girl, okay. Nothing much. Basically just rehashing the party. We meet her husband, which is apparently he was an NBA star at one point. I mean, he looked fine back then, Joe. We got a couple of pictures of him back in the day playing. I was like, oh yeah, I don't know what happened now. He was fine back then. He was telling the family about the drama, and he was like, oh, stop worrying about other people's stuff, and how husbands do when the women talk about drama. It's like, I ain't got time for this. I don't want to hear nothing about this. So that was a little scene there. So we met her for the first time. Like I said, nothing much to talk about here. Kenya and Porsha sit down to have a conversation. I thought that was an interesting scene that we can talk about for a second. I find it so cool that they're hanging out again. Like, that's so, and they had the little montage of them with how they first met and then how they ended up being. And Porsha said, I think over time, since we've had kids, we've really our beef we've matured off of the beef, and we're old. She was like, we both old now, so ain't no reason for us to beef anymore. They over hanging out and having little dinner, luncheons and stuff. Basically, Kenya talks about how she met up with Drew and how Drew basically told her that, well, I talked to Porsha and she gave me her blessings, to which Porsha said that is not true. And her stance is that it's not that she has an issue, which she's been saying. She doesn't have an issue with her working together with Dennis. She has an issue with him being on the show, him filming. Okay? Now, my thing is this, and I don't want to get into Porsha's IQ a little bit, but I mean, look just if you like, she had asked you for your blessings to work with this man collaboratively, whatever, hanging out, whatever, right? Around the time y'all was about to start filming, he was going to be in the mix. Like anytime somebody that's not from the show that wants to hang out with somebody that's on the show that you're actively on and they are hanging out, eventually production is going to be like, ooh, let's film this. You know what I'm saying? Because this might be a little bit of story. How the production likes to fish for drama. That's part of the job. So you had to have known if she asked you if it's okay if I work with this person, that eventually it was going to manifest into him being on the show. So I that's the part where I'm just like, Porsha, you should have just known, said something and been like, I'm not cool with this to begin with. But that's Porsha. It is what it is. I think she should pay it. I think Porsha should ignore this because at the end of the day, it's another one of Drew and possibly Dennis's stupid antics to do whatever, child. Porsha should just pay it because now you look like the one that's bothered. You get what I'm saying? Now, Kenya brings up Simon and, ask about what's going on with that. Porsha, every episode, Porsha is revealing more information that we did not know because I didn't hear about this. I didn't see about that in the blog, but apparently they were essentially surrounded by, when their jet landed, they were surrounded by the cops and stuff like that. I was like, girl, what the hell's going on with that? It's a lot of his scamming. A lot of his scamming had started to bite him in the ass. And he tells her about how he got caught in a stolen car before. And she started reading into the blogs, and that's what kind of led up to their marriage woes. Porsha also claims that he had a fourth wife, making her the fifth. And I'm just like, what is, and the wife was like, it was a fake marriage and it was secretive. I was like, girl, this is so much more information that we did not know about Simon, girl. What is happening? It's crazy. It's real crazy. So that was what the conversation was about. They didn't really talk much more after that. We can end off that scene, just bring up that information. Now, Kelli had a moment. I was like I said, I'm not going too far into the new girl's storylines until we get some drama. I'm being honest. She's trying to find a new restaurant and her people are telling her girl, it's not giving. We move over to Brittany Edie. I'll talk about her for a little bit because she was talking to her man in the house, talk about, we're trying to move in my mom and we're trying to do all these things. We're moving and shaking. She talks about how she owns an insurance agency. I was like, insurance agency? I could have sworn she was IG baddie model or something like that, an insurance agency. Okay, what the hell type of business practices is going on over there? But anyway, she talked about how she met her husband because her husband was a client and they hit it off and all that good stuff and things is moving and shaking there. She talks about how she wants to have a child and he don't seem too enthusiastic about that. I'm like, okay. All right. It's a little weird. Well, hopefully we'll open up them can of worms soon. But anyway, it cuts to Shamia speaking to her surrogate person that had her child, I believe Shiloh. They revealed that the surrogate during the pregnancy was diagnosed with breast cancer while pregnant with Shamia's child. And basically she had to have an emergency birth. Because of the cancer diagnosis, we didn't want nothing to happen to the child. And I thought it was I wanted to bring this up because it was such a profound moment between the two of them. Shamia feeling that the cancer diagnosis had something to do with the baby that she was delivering, her baby. And the surrogate mother was thinking, oh my goodness, this child had complications after birth. Did I play a role in this? And I should have checked and been up to snuff with my body before taking on this job. And it was it was a chilling moment. I was like, oh my God, I did not know that was happening. That was the same surrogate mother that delivered Candy's daughter. It's some type of company that Jackie works with, honey. Dr. Jackie of all people, child, does. Yeah, it was a cute little moment there. We also get Brittany and Kelli. They had a little meetup. We'll talk about that. Like I said, I'll talk about that very briefly before we get into the meat and potatoes of things. I just like how they was chatting about the old girls, talk about Kenya, talking about Porsha and stuff like that. It gave very much freshmen. When the freshmen want to try the senior because they know the senior's at a point where it's, okay, I need to get into this college. I need to do what I got to do. And then the freshmen's just coming up in here just wanting to start trouble. That's what they give. That's what Kelli and Brittany Edie give. They want to have their little moment and do whatever they want to do. But that was a cute little moment for them. Now, Shamia meets up with Angela and Drew. Okay. First, it was Angela and Drew. They was working out, doing all this other stuff, and Drew basically explains the aftermath of this party and stuff, and she pleads that this business relationship is just that and not that they're dating. She talks about how she's a music person, like she's a musical artist, and she has to work with people and network and stuff like that in the industry. And I'm like, honey, girl, you would have had a better chance working with Kirk Frost than working with somebody that ain't never been in the music industry. You know how many people that's in Atlanta that do music? Honey, you could have went to Candy. No. Are they good? I don't know. I don't know where Candy and Drew stand at this point, child, because Candy, you can never know where Candy stand. But I was just like, girl, you out of all the people, you wanted to work with the hot dog man. I didn't get that. Drew talks about Ralph. Apparently he wants some spousal support. He wants child support. And he wants percentages of her businesses. I was like, oh, hell nah. Oh, hell nah. Now, my thing, the child support part, that's what's getting me, because I'm like, you still living at the girl house. You're living in the basement. Sir? What do you need child support for? The children are right there. Go upstairs. Get them. Like, that is so weird. That is so freaking weird. I didn't get that. I mean, I get the alimony part because, look, Ralph ain't doing nothing. What Ralph be doing, child, other than looking like an IG model? That model for Nova Men or some shit like that. You get what I'm saying? But Drew is really going through it just because, honey, how the hell you going to meet all these demands? Because, honey, your business is not doing what needs to be done. We don't know what you're doing. You're an influencer for Go Naked Hair. And you're holding on to this peach for dear life. Honey, it might not even be a show by next season because the way these ratings is coming. It's just a lot going on with Drew. So Shamia walks in, and I'm thinking that Shamia and Drew are going to get into it. Girl, Angela starts asking her, like, you know, why you brought this to the forefront? And it seems like you were really concerned, or you were trying to speak for Porsha. Shamia and Angela get into it, child. She's talking about something. Oh, I just feel like you're Porsha's assistant. I'm like, Angela, where you these new girls are coming on too strong. Calm it down. We just met who you are. I for the life of me, listeners, I didn't know who this woman was because she just popped up in the party like last minute in last episode. So I'm like, I didn't even talk about her. Because she was brought up, like in the first. I'm like, I don't even know who this woman is, child. I'm trying to remember who Brittany, Edie, and Kelly is because I don't know which one is which. Like, it's too new. It's too many. It's too new blood up in here. It's too much new people. Angela, you're not even that. Girl, what you fighting for Drew for? And why Drew ain't fighting her own battles? The only person that should be mad at Shamia right now is Drew. Drew sat there quietly and was like, okay, all right, girl. Shamia walks off. She wants nothing to do with whatever Angela had going on, and that's where the scene ends because there was nothing else to talk about. And then we get the scene with Porsha and Dennis. They go to some type of fun house for Pilar, and Pilar looks, she's growing up. Okay, looking like her mama and her daddy at the same time. Yeah, no shade for y'all sit there. I don't talk about people's kids. So yeah, they're having that little fun time, and she brings it up. She's okay. So what's going on with you and Drew? Are y'all messing around? Are y'all screwing? What's happening? And it's just business. I'm working with her. Porsha says that Drew is saying something different, and that's where I'm like, Porsha, you lying, because that is what Drew said. Drew did say that they're just working together. It's on some business shit. It's not on we not dating or talking or anything like that. So I was like, Porsha, not you lying. And I was talking to my best friend about this because in the mix of me recording, I was talking to her on the phone. And she's like, I really do feel like Porsha is really coming into her narcissism. I'm like, girl, where the hell y'all been? Like, where y'all been? Porsha always been like this, controlling, because that's how she was with her sister and her family. And we really saw that with her spinoff show. That's just how Porsha is. I think that Porsha has a right to be upset, but like, girl, you walked off and started crying and saying what you're doing with Pilar and your daughter, what you putting them through. Girl, I think Porsha in this moment here, she is going through a lot of woes right now with her pending divorce at this point. And I think that a lot of the emotion, a lot of the outbursts are a bit misplaced. I'm just saying what I'm seeing. Okay. Because it's not really that deep. Especially if you gave them the okay, you didn't care if they was working together. But now it's okay because he's filming. Okay, we get it. He's going to be around. But it doesn't even seem like he's on that type of time to be dramatic or anything like. And then also like Dennis was. I'm real good friends with Ralph, so I wouldn't be doing that. Like, because it is. I mean, now if they are dating, which I don't think they are, that is messed up for him to be. That is kind of grimy. I mean, yeah, if you are friends with Ralph, then why would you be trying to do that? I don't know. It's just weird. Obviously, they're looking for a little bit of a storyline here. It does seem a little bit overproduced. And that's where I'm getting this little disconnect that I had. That's why I have this disconnect with Porsha right now. Because I'm just like, girl, what are we doing? What are we saying? Why are we having this little outburst? They ended up leaving, and we get some scenes from the next episode. I'm gonna tell you right now. You think this episode was quicker, honey? Next episode gonna be even. Girl, I might talk for 5 minutes. I'm not gonna hold you. Nothing that I saw on that sneak preview is. I don't even remember half of it. In the other part, it's just okay. Drew is trying to address Porsha again. Porsha probably is not gonna have it. Like you don't watch these shows so much. It like some of the scenes look a little predictable. We're not getting into any meat and potatoes of this season yet. So we're gonna get some sleeper episodes. But all in all, I definitely felt like this episode was okay. It wasn't bad. We'll see what the ratings say. If it goes, hopefully it doesn't go lower than what it already did for the premiere. But girl, I don't know, y'all. Y'all will tell me what y'all think about that in the comments, and we will be back with the next recap.